Yes, I am back. And I told you I would be back, but only if I had more things to tell you guys about Contra Force Ultimate. I'm back at it. I'm working hard on it yet again. I had to take a little break or whatever you want to call it. But I've added some really cool things, and I have just completed the Energy Zone stage, and I am almost even halfway through the Hangar stage as well. And once those are complete, it's basically moving on to what you would call, Super C, or, what I would call Contra 2 for NES. So those will be all the next stages implemented on that. And then, of course, after that, there are the Contra Force stages. And then once you complete all 3 of those games stages, that gives you access to, the alien's lair, whatever you want to call it, Red Falcon's lair. I'm going to have a story. I'm going to have a cutscene story at the beginning of the game as well that I haven't added yet. So other things I did add, I did mention them a while ago, but this was a long time ago, so people probably forgot. But I did implement in now the Medipack. And so that is in some of the stages, and if you get the Medipack, it will actually bring one of your guys back to life. Also, what I did was people suggested quite a bit. I didn't have it in this game, but I was like, oh, whatever, I'll put it in because tons of people are going to mention it if I don't have it in the game anyway. And that is being able to switch your characters from left to right and right to left. In other words, cycling through the characters, not going all the way to the end. So how can I explain that? If you got all 4 characters, if you push the L button, it won't cycle all the way to the character on the very right or the character on the very left. Well, I changed that, and you can do that with all the characters now. Even if some of the characters are dead, you can still cycle all the way through all the characters. It was cool that I could go back to it as well because there were a lot of things that I wanted to kind of like overhaul in the game as well. So I found some glitches. I found some things that weren't working properly, like some of the enemy spawns, etc., etc. And so I wanted to go back to the drawing board and just make those better than ever. So I just kind of like deleted them all and started from scratch, and now they work even better than ever. So in terms of balancing issues, we're not really there yet because, I sort of want to get closer to that when the game is complete, but I have sent it out to about 3 testers now, and some of them, they mostly come back with me with positive information or positive feedback, except that they're saying it's balls hard but they like that because that is the essence of most Contra games, is that they are very hard, like especially the was it Contra 3, the Alien Wars for Super Nintendo is pretty damn difficult. I always found it hard anyway. Some people can be like, you just got to get good or whatever. Okay, whatever. But we're not at that yet. Now, here's some help that I need from you because I'm having a little bit of a dilemma with this one. So it has to do with the airplane bombing parts. So how can I explain that? When you push a button, okay, and you have the actual bomb item that you can randomly get throughout stages. Sometimes if you're in an outside stage, you're going to see that cool bomber come in kind of like a mode 7, just like the Super Nintendo version of Contra, and he's going to drop a whole bunch of bombs on the screen and blow everything up. And if you're on other types of outdoor stages, sometimes I had this ship that would fly across the top, and he would have this big Gatling gun, and he would, shoot all the enemies as well. And then to me, I'm like, well, that doesn't really work when you're on indoor stages. You're inside a base or something like that. You can't have like bombers flying in. It just doesn't look right. So what I did was I implemented the nuke bomb, if you want to call it that, from the Super Nintendo, from Contra 3. You got those nuke bombs, you push the button and it goes woo, and that big circle comes on the screen and destroys everything. I put that in the game, which is I thought was really cool because I copied it almost exactly the same as the Super Nintendo one. It operates the same way. And I'm thinking to myself, well, the bombers, the actual planes that come by, they look cool and everything like that. But in an emergency situation and in such a fast-paced game like this one, they weren't doing enough. Like, your character was still dying by the time the bombs exploded or something like that, right? And I found that the actual nuke bomb from part 3, the circle explosion bomb, worked a lot better in the game. So I'm asking you, how can I do this? I'm thinking about just scrapping the actual airplanes bombing and shooting in the game to just having it just like the Super Nintendo version, where you just have the expanding nuke bomb explosion. But what do you think? Type it in the comments down below. Tell me what, like, you know what I mean? I don't really know how to fix it. Maybe I could still use the planes in like certain stages as just like part of the level. Kind of like the Super Nintendo one, like it's just, you know, the bomber comes in, drops the bombs, and all of a sudden, you know, you got all the fire on the ground and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. But the nuke, the expanding nuke bomb from Super Nintendo seems to be working the best. So that's it. This is pretty much as far as I got, but like I said, I'm hard at it yet again, so there will be more updates in the future. Not like every week that I was doing before, but still you want to stay tuned. Instagram, you want to go to Instagram, or you want to go to my Facebook groups page. Links are down below for those. If you want more, I don't know what you would call it, periodic updates rather than waiting a long time for like another video to come out. So when I finish a couple more stages and maybe the cutscenes at the beginning, I will come out with another update video for you guys and show you some more gameplay. But it's looking really good. I'm excited. It's playing really, really well. It's super smooth. The controls are tight. The code is tight. The engine is tight. Everything about the game is looking fantastic. So it will be completed. Just be patient, and I'll see you guys next video.